Highway 136 meanders through the rolling country fields of Dubuque and Jones County in northeast Iowa. As you travel east along this black ribbon of highway, about 25 miles west of Dubuque, you come to the small farming community of Cascade, Iowa. It's a beautiful, picturesque town of about 2,200 people. Cascade's favorite sons are Urban Red Clarence Faber, a pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, Gary Dolphin, announcer and voice of the Iowa Hawkeyes, and Greg McDermott, men's head basketball coach at Iowa State. But no son is more worthy of pride and hushed adoration among the people of Cascade, Iowa, than none other than Jerry Decker. And this is his story.
Well, I grew up in Cascade, and I'll tell you, I thought about going out for cross country, but when I heard Jerry Decker was on the team, I just said there's just no way I could compete at that level. So I did, and as it turns out, I was right. You know, he leads the state championship team in his senior year, so I mean that's proof in the pudding.
I can remember back when I was running the Drake Relays Marathon in 1987, when it was really hot, thinking about chasing Jerry up and down those hills. And by Joe, it worked, because I was a Drake Relays Marathon champion that year, and I owed it all to Jerry Decker.
Jerry Decker, I don't think I knew him at the time. I've heard of him, and people, when I travel around the state and I say I'm from Des Moines, they want to know about Jerry Decker now. He, evidently was a legend back in his time, back in Cascade. And I know Phil Cotter has told me that he was kind of his mentor when he was growing up. Phil was really looking forward to trying to go after some of Jerry's times and trying to be as good as Jerry was.
Jerry Decker, wow, he's a legend. He's not running anymore, is he?
It's so hard being Jerry Decker's son, because everyone's always coming up to you and asking, like, do you run as fast as Jerry Decker? Are you going to be as fast as Jerry Decker? It's just so hard being Jerry Decker's son.
Running against Jerry Decker would be an embarrassment.
I know my 2-mile split was probably faster than my dad's, but he was wearing those really old shoes and that cowboy hat.
Yeah, back around 1975, that's when the first running boom took off, and giants were walking the earth, and I think the tallest of those giants was Jerry Decker. I can remember hearing his name all the time. Everybody wanted to be just like him. Everybody wanted to run like him. And I know that the 136 marathons that I've done since then, I always wanted to be just like Jerry Decker.
Jerry Decker. Man, what I could have done with talent like that. Jerry Decker. He was the total package.
It all started here on the Decker farm, located just outside of Cascade, where Jerry and his 13 brothers and sisters grew up. It was in this farmhouse that Jerry's mom and dad began to see the makings of a running legend.
I remember it was a big pain in the neck to practice all the time up to Cascade, because we had to drive 10 miles and wait for him to run around the country a little bit, and then drive another 10 miles home. He thought it was great though, because
He got out of chores.
It was in high school when a coach with an eye for greatness spotted the teenage prodigy roaming the halls of Aquin Catholic High School.
Yeah, I remember Jerry Decker as a runner last year of Aquin when state cross country. He was different than most of the Deckers. He was more outgoing. The ones after him were a lot quieter than Jerry was. Jerry's the one that got all of them going. He was always so full of life.
Under Coach David Schover's tutelage, Jerry was groomed into the stallion he later became by tough 100-mile weeks, weight training, yoga, and by training on one particular hill that even the Kenyans refused to run. In Latin, it was known as extraho gluteus tumulosus, or in running circles, simply known as Drag Ass Hill.
They did a lot of their practice at the Fillmore Golf Course, which was very long and hilly, and they had one particularly long hill that they always called Dry Gas Hill.
Jerry hated that particular hill because it was going up and you had to run it 3 times in a race there. And we had another one they called Death Valley. You went down and up and down and up, and I don't think Jerry has the fondest memories of that golf course out there.
Jerry's running prowess began to influence other future running legends, such as then freshman teammate and future Drake Relays Marathon champion, Phil Cotter.
I remember Jerry Decker when I was a freshman in high school, and as a freshman I was really afraid. These guys were serious, and as seniors we didn't want to let them down as the younger guys on the team, and Jerry kind of took me under his wing. I was a lot like Jerry when he was younger, because when Jerry was a senior he was such a stallion. He blazed the path for me. And Jerry Decker as a runner, every day he was there, he came to practice, he meant business. Jerry liked to be the cowboy. And he was notorious for having this cowboy hat, and he would put it on at cross-country meets before, during, and after. Not why he ran, but people wondered what type of cowboy he was. But he's like John Wayne, he was a good guy.
But it was one fall morning, one moment in time, that galvanized Jerry Decker's name into running lore. That fall day in 1975, Jerry's coach knew there was something different in his steely gaze as he readied himself for his race into running history.
Jerry on that day, I mean, he was really, really ready there. I thought before the race he might be a little nervous, but no, he was just ready to go. He just couldn't wait to get started, and I knew when he started off that this was going to be an Olympic-type race for him.
Back in '75, I can recall Pat Hayes and Jerry Decker both being seniors, and there was a lot of pressure on Pat, and Pat was a nervous type of guy. Pat threw up a lot and this and that, but Jerry was a confident guy. Let me tell you, when we got up that day, Jerry was ready to go. Jerry meant business. Pat was nervous, and I think Jerry was kind of our spiritual leader.
I mean, he was just raring to go. I mean, right from the get-go. I mean, Jerry went out and led the team. I mean, he was the inspiration behind the team, and there wasn't any doubt about it. Jerry made the team go that day.
Jerry got us all fired up and led the way, and let me tell you, we stayed on the Columbus High School auditorium to save money at the budget back then, and we ran at the Pheasant Ridge Golf Course, and I don't think Jerry will ever forget the Pheasant Ridge Golf Course back in 1975.
It was kind of an unbelievable championship because we didn't know we won it until three or 4 days later. They made a mistake down and they gave it to a team up in western Iowa, and Jerry was really down. That was as good a race as Jerry ever ran. Well, that particular day he was really down. We thought we did well enough to win, but they said we didn't. We got second place. So lo and behold, about 4 days later, we get a phone call from the state. They said, "Coach, you guys actually won." And I remember when I told Jerry that, he jumped up and down. It was just like we just won the World Series, I guess.
So there you have it. One race that changed forever. A mere runner and a teammate into a champion and a running hero for the ages. Jerry Decker, a running legend from when giants walked the earth.
Congratulations, Jerry, on starting a big trend for our family in 1975 by being on a state championship team. Since between 1975 and 2008, we've had the great privilege of having quite a few of our children or grandchildren on state championship teams. It's been a real blessing and pleasure for us.
Yeah, congratulations, Jerry.
And Ashley.
And Ashley.
Yeah, Jerry, seems to me it's probably about 33 years ago that you were on that state championship team. The thing that I I want to really congratulate you. You started a family trend here. And of these state championships that I've been associated with, the majority have been with the Decker family, and you were the one that started them off. And the other 4 that came behind you all ran in state meets and were in state championship teams. So congratulations on your daughter, and the best of luck in the future.
Jerry, things have really changed over the years, as you know, and 1975 was special. I'll never forget it, and I'm glad I was on the team with you, and thanks for everything you've done. And I know you're enjoying sharing some of your specialty and your experiences over the years, because your daughter is shining through and making the family name even prouder, and everybody back in Cascade still cheering for the Decker clan, even though you're a Dowling man now and family. But we wish you the best, and thanks for everything, and congratulations, Ashley, and all the Deckers.
Okay, cut. Good.
I still get the $100 for doing this, don't I?
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, if you need some more, I can make up some other stuff too.